No matter how you cut it. As of an hour ago, the NHL Network ranks him at 10th in the league. And even with how official that is, I still feel it's a little bit of a slap in the face because I would put him higher. No bias here, obviously. But I thought I'd do a video on Suzuki, give him his flowers. So let's talk about it.
Hot dogs, get your hot dogs. Come on, get your hot dogs.
Nick Suzuki's path to becoming the Montreal Canadiens captain is as unlikely as it is impressive. Originally drafted 13th overall by the Vegas Golden Knights back in 2017, Suzuki never even actually suited up for them. Played maybe a couple of preseason games. Actually, do we have footage of that?
He goes in, and boy, does he ever dance this one. Just a little fake, goes to the backhand, nice move. Lots of poise by Suzuki.
Instead of playing for the Knights, he became the centerpiece of maybe one of the most important trades in recent Montreal Canadiens history. When Montreal sent Pacioretty to Vegas in 2018, Suzuki was the key piece of the return. A move that felt like a gamble, but paid off incredibly. If you're going to gamble, I guess do it in Vegas.
Let's see. 18, 27, 35. Dealer bust. Looks like you all win again.
Since then, Suzuki has proven he's exactly what the Montreal Canadiens need. A true number one center. What makes him so special isn't just his offensive game, although he's great there. He has plenty of skill, vision, creativity, and patience. But it's his all-around presence that makes him so vital to the Montreal Canadiens in their present iteration. He's reliable in every situation. 5-on-5, 4-on-4, penalty kill, power play, overtime. He wins on key face-offs. He shuts down opposing players. And he constantly makes smart, mature moves beyond his age. And piling on even more, I think that Suzuki's best quality might be his composure. He's calm under pressure. He never gets rattled. And while I think that some other players on the team might be the ones who set the tone, he can be the lightning rod for the team that settles the team down when the other team is making a big tone push themselves. So Suzuki has the ability to reel it all back in and say, okay, let's calm down, guys. Game's not over yet. Let's come back by 3 goals in the third period to win the game, which happened a lot last season. He was named the captain when he was 23 years old. I think that those qualities are the reason why he was selected as captain. And if you're forgetting, 23 years old is the youngest Montreal Canadiens captain in the team's storied history. He leads by example, his work ethic, his accountability, and his ability to elevate those around him. So 10th best center in the league, according to the NHL Network, which is a component of the league itself, right? The NHL Network, of course, is a broadcast network that covers NHL content 24/7, right? So that's pretty high praise. But let's look at the names before Suzuki. We have Mark Scheifele at number 9, Braden Point at number 8, Austin Matthews at number 7, Jack Eichel at number 6, Sidney Crosby at 5, Alexander Barkov at 4, Leon Draisaitl at 3, Nathan McKinnon at 2, and Connor McDavid at 1. Yeah, those are pretty respected names, I would say. However, I would like to say that at just 26 years old, right? 26 years old, and with less support than a lot of these individuals have had throughout their career, Nick Suzuki looks like a better rounded individual than a lot of these players. Mark Scheifele, for example, who I don't mind being above Nick Suzuki necessarily, has been blessed with very talented line mates who scratch at 100 points a season. Braden Point centers for Nikita Kucherov, who is often touted as a forward's favorite player in the league. Austin Matthews has played most of his career with what some have affectionately called the core 4, while others kind of jokingly call it the core 4. Jack Eichel, you know what? Jack Eichel's earned my respect a lot. Can't say much there. Same with Sidney Crosby. Sidney Crosby continues to put up huge points on a team that he's essentially dragging the corpse behind him. Alexander Barkov, I mean, yeah, you can't argue with that. 3-time Selke winner now, I think. 2 Stanley Cups, and he has support, but he creates the support. We see that with Huberdeau. He's the kingmaker. He can make anyone look good, and he is such a strong player, both offensively and defensively. Can't argue with that at all. I could argue with Draisaitl at 3, although he's often called the second best player in the league. I don't necessarily think he's the second best player in the league. And in fact, I don't think that Connor McDavid is necessarily the best player in the league himself. But I think that my opinions on Draisaitl and McDavid are kind of controversial. There's no doubt that they can do things that a large majority of the league can't do. But defensively, they aren't anything to write home about. I can't talk to their leadership qualities, although I do question their leadership qualities from what the public sees. And in fact, at number 2, I think that Nathan MacKinnon is a better player in terms of well-roundedness than Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. And then Connor McDavid at 1. I'm not going to go and say that Nick Suzuki is a better player than Connor McDavid, although I would pick Nick Suzuki 10 times out of 10 on the defense than I would Connor McDavid. That's not controversial, is it? It's no secret that a lot of the time in the NHL, players with extremely high offensive ceilings are the league's sweethearts. Even with how well Lane Hutson did last season, I wasn't sure that he would win the Calder because the league likes giving the rookie forward the Calder. It became pretty apparent that it needed to be Lane Hutson, but I just don't trust the league. So while I don't mind this list, I still personally think that Nick Suzuki is a better player than many of these top 10 centers. But these lists are so subjective, and everyone has an opinion and everybody has their biases. There's tons of individuals saying, why isn't Jack Hughes higher on this list? And I get it, because after 6 seasons in the NHL, he's damn near close to being at a point per game. But in those 6 years, I think he's played like the equivalent of 4 complete seasons. Tough luck, because he's not necessarily made out of glass, but he gets hurt a lot. Anyway, I'm getting way off track. Point is, Nick Suzuki is only 26 years old. He's still earning his reputation in the league. And Cole Caulfield has always been great support, but he's getting better. And Slavkovsky is learning what he's good at, and this next season could be a breakout year for him. If that happens with Nick Suzuki quarterbacking, plan on seeing Suzuki higher in this list. And I have to believe that sometime soon, Nick Suzuki is going to be in the conversation for a Selke. And my bet is that he will eventually win one. I'm going to end it right there. I can keep going. Nick Suzuki, I'll admit, is probably my favorite player currently. And it's been like that for a while. So yeah, I tend to hype him up a little bit. I gas him pretty good, pump his tires, whatever vernacular you want to use. But he's a workhorse, and his Ironman streak is just a testament of him leading by example. Excellent leadership, such a good two-way player. There's nothing that he is bad at. He can hit, he can stick handle, he can check, back check, he can shoot, he can pass. He's pretty good at face-offs. He doesn't get hurt. And again, looking at that list, can you say that about all those guys? Hope you're all doing all right. I had a really good time on vacation. I don't look forward to going back to work tomorrow, but I hope that I'll be able to ease myself back in, and it's almost the weekend anyway. How are all you doing? Let me know in the comments. It's nice to hear from you. Yeah, I spent some time up in Petit Rocher. I had time to practice some of my français. J'ai fait un peu de commande au Pizza Shack, Dixie Lee, et Tim Hortons. So that was good. That was fun. I role played as a French person living in Petit Rocher for a little bit. But I'm from there originally. I went to see my family home where I lived with my dad, who is passed now. But some memories came flooding back, walking along that beach, just driving around in Petit Rocher. It's just a really quaint, wholesome little village, and it was just a really special time sharing it with my 5-year-old son, my 1-year-old daughter, and my wife. So it was good. It was really good. Again, hope you're all doing well. Like the video, helps me out with probably something. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I'd love to have you. And as always, I will see you down in the comments.